no problem. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hell yeah. Looks like we got a little bit more equipment this time, huh? Or it's all just kind of put together.
Yeah, I mean, I have the speakers off them. Probably just together.
Yeah.
So, take it. So, listen, go. Testing.
I hear you. Hello, hello.
I don't hear nothing.
You don't hear anything?
Okay, now I do, yeah.
Okay, welcome to the Mchenry Man Show, coming to you from Industry Sound Studios in the meth capital of California, Modesto. I'm Chris Mitchell.
I'm David Beal.
Clark James.
Clark James. Meth, death, and auto theft. That's what we are, right? That's what the
And
metal
gangs.
And gangs.
And gangs.
That's right. It's,
Yep.
what is it? It's actually like water, wealth, contentment, health.
It is. It
for
is.
those who can afford it
Yeah,
and also aren't super homeless like most of us.
right.
But yeah, meth,
Or
death,
struggling.
And, struggling. Oh,
That's a
fuck.
big one.
Aren't we part of also like the one of the most homeless per capita as
I
well?
wouldn't doubt it.
we're,
I
like-
think now.
Yeah, like one of the last
Yeah.
numbers was like 200,000 in a certain area, Stanislaus County or something. It's
Yeah.
a lot of freaking people.
A couple years ago, I heard that what they were doing from the Bay Area is shipping people down. Over here in
heard that
the
too. That's
you
fucking
know,
scary.
the law enforcement was just letting them do it and go ahead and just roll with it, you know?
That's super weird.
I don't know.
I've heard stories, and there was actually something that made the news probably about a year ago.
Mhm.
It was a Ripon police officer picking up a homeless person in Ripon and driving them and dropping
I heard
them
that
off
too.
in
I read that,
Modesto.
yeah.
It ended
Yeah.
up being it was a transient that and speaking from experience working in the fire department. You know them. There you have like, oh, that's Paul, and it's not just it's a homeless guy to us, but to them it's a person that they
Right,
receive,
right. Yeah,
many
yeah,
calls about.
yeah.
They're familiar with them. So
Well-
it ended up being that the Ripon police officer was taking a well-known transient, I believe, back to the area he's typically from.
Yeah, because you get to know them after a while.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
it's the
I mean,
same
you
people
see,
you're
you
dealing
bump
with.
into them every other day or every day. You know, you're gonna eventually say more than just hi or just mind your business.
Well, it's not even just that. It's that like a lot of the 911 calls are like, hey, there's a person like laying in the street, or hey, like you'd be surprised how often or not you're responding to a homeless person.
Right.
And so
Right.
that's how the
That's true.
the law
That's true,
enforcement
bro,
and
yeah.
the public servants come to know these people.
Uh-huh.
And so it wasn't, in fact, him just dropping off a homeless person in Modesto. It was him taking a specific person that they're familiar with who happened to be homeless back to his area.
Right.
I could be very wrong, and I don't claim to know
No,
exactly.
I could be very wrong. Yeah,
But I believe that was
Yeah.
the gist of the story.
yeah, I think you're right. I think
Something
that's about
like
what it
that.
was. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people are outraged because I don't know. Ripon is one of those it's like a super clean town. They've got cameras up everywhere. They run it.
Cobblestone streets.
It's a very tight run ship. It's a very it's like a retirement community almost. They don't tolerate anything. I don't
But-
think it's.
The thing is, though, it's not much of a difference. It's not very far from here.
It's about 30 minutes, but damn, like
Yeah, about 30
I
minutes.
feel like Ripon
Oh.
it would be the nicest.
Less than that, I
community.
think.
It's like 11 minutes.
Yeah.
I just drive
Yeah.
I used
slower,
to
I
talk,
guess.
my best
Yeah,
friend,
you're in
Driving
the
the
slow
speed
lane.
limit over here.
my best friend used to live there, and I lived on West Side, so it was like 11 minutes from the freeway.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, that could be true.
Yeah,
But
so I mean, you know what I mean? He has plenty of time to get a shopping cart together and get a couple belongings in
it's
there.
a
and just
okay. Let's
take a
clarify.
trip,
It's
man.
11 minutes away, but it's a far walk.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
of course.
Probably
It's
about-
a far
yeah.
fucking walk.
About 15 miles or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd take I don't know. You're pushing
So-
a shopping. How fast can you push a shopping cart with all your life in it? I
Yeah.
don't know. Not
I
very
mean, that is
fast.
a far walk, man. Yeah.
Shit.
So you're probably thinking like maybe 3.5, 4 hour walk then.
At least.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
It's like 3 hours to walk from downtown to Salida, and then Salida is only part of the way, so
Right.
Have you walked from downtown to Salida?
a few times I was working down there, and I was taking my bicycle, and I kept getting flat. So not only was I walking, I had to push a bike all the way home.
Oh man, that sucks.
I had my bike
That
stolen while I was at
sucks.
work once.
Yeah, that sucks too.
I was at Starbucks. I had it locked to the rack out front, and I get off my shift like 8 o'clock at night. I go out there, and I'm like, there should be a bike here. It was actually a bike I was borrowing from a buddy, so then I had to pay the buddy for the bike.
What if you just went and put a lock on someone's bike that was locked up and just walked away?
That's really fucked up. Why would you fuck up someone's day like that?
You'd have the key though. You know what I mean? So
Yes, but
you'd solve that problem. Where'd your bike go?
oh shit, yes, yeah, my new bike's right there. I went with the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
guy.
exactly.
Give up. Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
But they're not going to unlock it for you unless they're an idiot.
That's true. You don't ever know. Like, oh shit. Well, you could just see it as the best option. Like, well, my bike's being stolen, so I might as well keep my lock. I don't know.
Gotta think.
Silver linings.
Yep. Plan B.
Some people are just okay with things.
I have bolt cutters.
You got to adapt to situations, man.
I can't tell you how many situations would have been more fun or just better for me if I just carried bolt cutters around.
Right,
Best $30 I ever spent.
Yeah.
Dude, where'd you get them?
I think Harbor Freight.
The smaller ones are pretty good size.
Parking lot sale, big
The
blowout
medium
sale?
ones.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's funny.
But you get caught with those though, man. That's a felony.
Really?
Yeah.
Bolt cutters?
Bolt cutters, bro.
Maybe if you're like driving around with them, but
Yeah. Because I mean, or maybe if you're just a tweaker.
I can't just have bolt cutters in my
that,
car?
That might be it. You know.
My dad.
I don't know.
That's super
I'm
fucking
not
weird.
sure.
I think if it's like
I've
a
heard
work
that
truck,
before.
it probably.
Meaning if my dad calls me, hey, can you bring back that pair of bolt cutters you bought? I'm like, yeah, let me throw them in my Subaru and drive them across town. I get pulled over for not stopping at a light.
Well, I've heard that about baseball
Not
bat.
stopping at a light.
Like
My
even if you
girlfriend-
carry a baseball bat,
That's
they can
true.
Get used,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. They want you, if you carry a baseball bat, at least carry a glove with you too.
That's what I tell my
Yeah,
girlfriend. She
and
has
put
one
it in the
her
trunk.
trunk.
In the trunk,
She
yeah.
keeps it in her trunk,
Yep.
but it's just a bat. I'm like, babe, you're
Anything that's like a weapon
Mm-hmm.
that you have in your passenger seat or your driver's seat, a hammer,
Right.
a bat, a gun, you know, it's all held against you when it's all said and done. You know what I mean?
yes.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know why, right?
Normally, the only time I've
Protection.
ever been pulled over, you just kind of, you're just cool with the cops and normally they don't give you a problem.
Really?
Yeah, I've never had an issue. Never.
Man, I don't know about these days, bro. It's pretty bad. I was on social media, you know, looking on Facebook.
Depends on what you're getting pulled over for and what
Very
shade
true.
you are.
It's
and a lot of people just get on too much bullshit.
Man, I feel like a lot of people, fuck the cop. Like, dude, it is a power structure that is in place and is not going anywhere. So it's not like one of those things like you're not changing that. That's not going away.
Nah.
You'd have to adapt to it, and,
Right.
and believe it or not, you can totally get along with it. It's not impossible to get along with. At the end of the day, you just got to not be doing shit that they consider shit not to do.
Kind of depends on what you're getting arrested for.
Right,
though.
exactly.
That's true. I mean,
Exactly.
don't get me wrong. It's not perfect. You couldn't expect it to be. But for the most part, I believe as long as people respect the guidelines and uphold their part of the social contract,
You're walking
not
out
gonna
with
get
the
in
TV.
yeah.
yeah, it's fucked. It's all
Yeah.
situational. If you get pulled over and they roll down the window and you say, fuck you, I'm not rolling down my window, you're going to have a bad time. And of
Right.
course you're going to have a
Right.
bad experience.
Right.
Cops
What?
will win every time.
It depends on the cop
Yes.
too. The cop, you
you'll
can
be in
always get a cool
handcuffs.
one, and you can always get a dickhead.
What I feel people forget is they say it's the cops. When one cop's crooked, they're all crooked. Cops are people.
Well,
And some people suck.
a lot of them are crooked.
Yeah, some of them. I'd
Yeah.
say probably 98% are clean, but based off statistics and whatnot that you hear about in documentaries.
Less than that, bro.
I've never met a
yeah.
cop that I had an interaction with that he didn't lie. So
Right.
I have a
lie?
different
What do you mean?
perspective because I've been in court for stuff. So
So one cop lied to you?
no, they lie in court.
Really? Like
Against
what?
you.
Tell me.
They'll just like lie about whatever. They'll say that
They'll make
this
shit up.
person was
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Or they'll say that this person said something when they didn't say it.
Have you experienced this too?
I grew up with the cop. He was a sheriff. He was a head of sheriff, and this is in the 80s. And my mom married into him, with him, you know, so he became my stepdad. And I see nothing but fucking evilness
Really?
Really.
Throughout the whole department, every single person?
from his crew.
Really? What do you mean by evil? Like what kind?
Like
what
it's
kind of people
bad,
you
bro.
talking
Like
about? What are
he'd
they
confiscate all the drugs, all the money,
Mhm.
and he'd take it to his house. And him and his boys they'd go over it and they'd split it
shit.
in between. Yeah.
Crazy.
He
This
used
is
to beat
Officer who?
doing? Yeah.
He's passed away. He's dead now.
Oh, good.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is, but he's the one that used to beat my mom up. You know, he used to
Oh,
beat the
fuck.
shit out of her all the time, and
A lot of cops have control issues for sure. So.
big time.
A lot of divorces in law enforcement too.
First
That's a
time me and
that's
my
a
brother
well-known-
drank whiskey, man, we got a shot of whiskey, gave it to us. I was about 3, and he was probably about 5.
Speaking of which,
Wow. There's a hair in the
Yeah,
chest.
there it is right there.
You want some?
Yeah,
The only guy
you know
who
what?
can-
And that's the reason
Well,
why I
it's
don't
early.
really like fucking hard liquor these days.
Because your dad made you drink it when you were 3?
My stepdad.
how about
Oof.
beer?
I like beer. Beer's cool.
What do
I'm
you
good
want?
at beer.
You want a Bud Light or you want a Blue Moon?
I'll take Blue Moon.
All right, I'll be right back.
Cool.
Fantastic. You're going to leave us
Yeah.
here.
So
What now? So go on.
but
Sorry.
he was good to me and my brother. Besides that little fucking, I don't know why. He thought that was funnier than shit, man. We were in this kitchen,
That's
and
weird.
he was just drinking, you know? And so he gave us a shot, and right when we took it, he started laughing his ass off because we went to the trash can and threw up.
Yeah, that's a sick man.
Very sick.
That's a very fucked up person. What happened to
Yeah,
him?
it
Why was
was.
he like that? Did you know him?
He died of Parkinson's, I believe.
But do you know? Would you have any idea why he would act like that? Like, what happened to this guy that made him treat you guys like that?
I have no idea,
No
man.
idea. Something
I think it was
fucked up
just the
must have
power.
happened to that guy.
Just the power. He knew he was untouchable, bro.
Really? You think so?
Yep.
That's nuts.
There's shit that you know what I mean that I could talk about, but I wouldn't want to bring it up because of what him and his boys did. You know what I mean? They did anything you see in the movies. That's what they did. You know what I mean?
I think we watch different movies.
Like anything you see in like old cop movies and
Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz. There you go. Yep, with no munchkins though.
First they tore my legs off,
Yeah.
and they threw them over there. And then they tore my arms off, and they threw them
We had
over
the
there.
flying monkeys and all, man. Nah, he just
Something like that.
he was just bad, man. Just,
Those were the cops, the flying monkeys.
there you go. They were the pigs, huh? When you
Wow.
see pigs fly.
And you really haven't had any positive interactions with law enforcement either?
I'd say probably about 80% of cops are kind of good.
Am I just whiter than
Yeah,
you
I'd
guys?
say
Is
about
that
that
what
too.
it is?
I'd say about that too.
You just grew up probably in a better neighborhood.
I know. I grew up in North Riverside.
I don't know.
It's right by the golf course. It's better. It's better. I call myself hood adjacent.
Oh, that's right. I know where Riverside is.
And it's not
Yeah,
a very-
Riverside over here.
Yeah,
Yeah, on the east side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's. I mean, airport's worse.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like my buddy and I used to drive through airport just to look at it.
Martin Luther King's worse, trust
Oh
me.
yeah. Oh yeah. That and airport, yeah, they're pretty bad, man.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Paradise area.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we
Or-
love this town though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Gotta be. 209, 37 years from here, man.
God. Well, I was joking.
You're living here though, right?
No, I'm working on getting out. We're looking at buying a house out.
A lot
in
of people
Tennessee.
are, and I can't blame you.
Well,
That's
it's not.
cool.
It's not Modesto I'm running from. It's just
Yeah.
whole California.
California
and not
itself.
even politics aside. I just can't afford to live here.
Nope. Who
Can't do it.
can, bro?
Can't do it.
Who can?
Can't fucking
Yeah.
do it.
We got a 2-bedroom house, and ours is like 1150.
Oh my God, we're looking at buying a house out in 2 acres out there for like 150 grand. Your mortgage is
Yeah.
like $700 a month. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
That's fucking gas
Yeah.
$1.89.
Now that used to be our rent when we first moved in there 18 years ago.
What is it called? I forget the term, but people
you.
from San Francisco
Welcome.
that can't afford to live in San Francisco are starting to move outward. Gentrification, I believe. So basically, the people who they're making $400,000 a year, but they can't afford to live in San Francisco, believe it or not. So they move like to Tracy.
Right.
Well, now the people that had to live in, it's spreading outward.
Yeah.
And so now it's hitting the Modesto region. So you have people who can afford easily
Uh-huh.
a $400,000 house. You and I mean,
Right,
we
right.
can't afford that.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
buy that, but they're buying it no problem, and they're
No,
just commuting.
I've seen that. I've seen how it happened. It started happening there like in late 80s down here.
Yes.
It started, everyone from the Bay Area started moving in slowly. And then, they could afford to live down here, but
easily.
they can't afford to live up there. Us, it's hard. If you're from Modesto or the area, it's hard to live here because
No,
this
it
is what
is.
we know.
Like I could probably survive in Gustine. You know
Right.
what I mean?
But then that's way out
Crow's
that way.
Landing. But yeah,
Gustine's
it's,
pretty far.
oh my God. Yeah.
It's pretty far. It's a little town. Newman
It's
also.
bad. That's what I'm
Newman.
saying is they're going to push me that way, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Well, fuck, if you're going to push me that way, you don't have to push me. I'll fly.
Right?
I'll go really far that way to
As
where I
long
can
as you got
afford it again.
a reliable vehicle, man, you're good.
Shit, that's why I bought my truck. I have a
know?
little truck, but oh my God, yeah, it's just, it's been a nightmare having to just. People expect you to have so much set up by a certain age, and not to say that I follow what people expect, but it would be convenient to be a little bit more financially comfortable.
Oh, most
And I
definitely.
think at this age, I have no roots really. I'm ready to plant them somewhere.
Right.
Not to say I'd be in Tennessee forever, but somewhere I could afford to actually start some tangible.
Who knows, man? You got your own
house.
podcast coming from the back of the fucking double wide. You know what I mean?
But fuck, man, I
Never
don't
know.
I see it as a good first move. And fuck, if I buy a
Yeah.
house and it ends up being a mistake, then, I mean, the market's on an uptick right now. If anything, I'd walk away with a little bit of money and try again somewhere else.
As long as you get out in time.
That's true.
I've
I
heard-
got great credit. I've got a good down payment. We're ready to go. We were approved for a loan easily. It's just a matter of waiting on a job, which is the shitty part. 'Cause Amazon's been real tough with. It's whether or not there's a position available versus if she qualifies versus parts they fucked up on their end. People are people and people make mistakes.
Of course.
And sometimes other people have to pay for other people's mistakes. And
Oh, yeah.
not to say they were done on purpose, but
It just
just
happens.
because of shit that happened.
Yeah.
We now have to
Yeah.
play a waiting game, and
Yeah.
we're fucking tired of waiting.
I've heard that a lot of people are this happened like a couple of years ago. I read this. A lot of people that are starting to rent more, because they can't afford to buy the houses,
Right.
and they don't want to put up with everything that comes extra with the house.
When the market's
It's all
like
on
this, when the market's like this and it's higher and it's on the uptick, then more people are going to start renting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
isn't it crazy to spend $1,100
It
of
is,
your
bro.
money and
It's
then
crazy.
give it
It's
to somebody
nuts.
else just to live in there?
Yep.
It's so nuts because you're like, oh my god, like I should be able to afford a home.
But it's cheaper to rent than it is to buy. So.
Yeah, but that's terrifying.
And nothing's guaranteed either. You know what I mean? You don't know if the landlord is going to kick you out or the real estate company, whatever, you know, or
exact thing happened to
just
my
want to try to
girlfriend.
sell the house and sell the land it's on, whatever, you know?
My girlfriend was renting over by Downey High School. Her and her family, I should say.
Uh-huh.
They've been there for about 15 years or so, and the landlord happened to live 2 houses across the street. But one day they were told, hey, like they're going to sell the house. We're going to give you the end of the month to go ahead and move out. And turns out they lied, and they just ended up wanting more people in that could charge more. So it was the rent and kicked them out.
Yeah. And that's messed up,
but
man.
Instead of even coming like, hey, we're thinking about raising the rent.
Yeah, they
had
don't
to
give a
lie.
shit.
They said, oh, we're selling the house. Get out.
Yeah.
Else for more
We
money.
live in a scumlord fucking place, man.
Oh, fuck.
I'll put them on the side. I don't care. Tell realtors.
I've rented from Mattel a few times.
Yeah, there's scumlords.
Tell us
man.
about your experience. What happened?
Oh, it's bad, bro. It's
I wanna
all
hear it.
It's an older house, all right. It's in the west, and it is. I think it was built like in 1954, 55. So it's real old, you know. Nice set of property that it sits on. It's nice, nice property, you know, maybe like a half acre or so, and but everything needs updated. They don't want to fix not shit.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Not shit. The sink's falling apart. The house is falling apart itself. You know, there's problems. Well, with that area, there's orchards kind of not too far, and there's an alleyway not too far across the street. You know, so we get a little problem sometimes with rodents, and they've been banging fucking the shit out of these fences. They've been banging fucking cutting down trees and shit. So what they're doing is they're sitting there and they're disturbing all the fucking homes of these rodents and these fucking bugs and insects and shit. And so now they're fucking just going everywhere. You know, they're on our property, they're on the neighbor's property, they're on the other neighbor's property. It just keeps going, man.
Gross.
Yeah, it's
And
fucked up, bro.
What was your issue with the company? That they're not fixing the home?
They don't do shit.
What was their reason? What'd they say?
There was no reason. I met before the owner sold it. We rented from him for like, I don't know, maybe 15 years. Okay, and I only met
that's a
that
long
guy
time.
twice.
Really?
Only
Holy
twice.
Shit.
He didn't give a shit. Lives in the Bay Area. He's
Money.
just collecting
Just
money.
money,
Yeah. And they're just pumping him full of a bunch of bullshit. You know, whatever he wants to hear, that's what they're doing. You know, that place. It was beautiful when we first moved there from the east, and then when we first moved there, like maybe 2-3 months, they wanted to make the garage into a house. Okay, and they were doing a good job, but this contractor is a tweaker. You know what I mean?
Shit.
They're fucking. So he was living there. He was staying there for like almost a fucking year. He'd take all their supplies and he'd return them, and he'd get all the money and shit. And he wouldn't fix nothing. You know?
Make a bank though.
Well, a lot of drugs.
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
Drugs are expensive.
He was partying,
You gotta
bro.
make
He
good
was
money to do
partying.
drugs.
You know, so
I wish I could afford a drug.
it was
habit.
fucked up.
Fuck.
So they fucked up the place. Period.
Okay.
Then when it came time for the house to be represented, you know, to get past all the laws and the shit, you know, the safety codes and things, it failed. Boom. It failed. Instead of taking the house that they built, it had to be demolished now to the ground.
Shit. That's
So,
probably, they
it's all
probably knew
fucked
that
up.
though. And they were just gonna like, let's rent it till the last day we can, get all the money
Maybe
we
so.
can for it, and
Yeah.
then we'll bulldoze it, build a new one, and charge double.
They didn't build a new one though. That was the
Really?
problem,
It's
man.
just
They
a
just
lot?
left it. Yeah.
Oh fuck. He
They,
probably
they,
doesn't give a
they
fuck.
took the garage out, demolished it, and then there's like a shed, an old school shed though. I mean, this shit was like made with fucking wood and cement. You know what I mean? It was old, man. It was big. It
Yeah?
was like as big as this room.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was pretty good
Good
size.
shed. It's a good shed.
You know, a couple people lived there a couple times.
Oh, fuck.
You know, because we had no fence.
Right.
So fucking tweakers be coming in and out trying to
Jesus
squat there
Christ.
and shit. Yeah, man. So we're like, fuck Mattel, man. But I mean, it's not easy as 1, 2, 3 just up and leave.
Yeah, well, that guy probably has fucking 50 of those properties. He don't get shit of one of them.
He did.
Yeah, and
he probably still does.
most millionaires have over 3 sources of income, independent, not
Yeah.
relying on each other. So
Yeah,
he's
they
probably
do.
got rentals.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of other shit. He's like, I don't give a shit if one of my houses is under. I got 49 others making me money right now.
Yeah, they got all kinds of businesses going on. They got every they own houses. They own all kinds of stuff.
It's
man.
not about the family that is benefiting from
that's
having
true.
the structure to live in.
Right.
It's about
The money.
is my dollar coming in?
Yep,
and
that's
in
it.
that case, that dollar doesn't even fucking matter.
Nope.
So
Yeah.
what are the chances are he's going to give a shit about the people that are actually living there?
It's fucked up. I actually have some rentals, and one of my rentals, the property management has come to me twice trying to get me to raise the rent, and I'm like, no, this lady's been paying on time for 3 years.
Good for you, man. That's what's
I'm
up.
not
Yeah.
raising the rent on
That's
her.
cool.
I'll raise it when she moves out,
Right,
but I'm not
right.
going to raise it on her. She's like a school teacher or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all, exactly.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
I'm
cool
sorry. The
right
rental
there, man.
company came to you. What do you mean? Like you rent
Like,
through a rental company?
Yeah, so if the market shifts a little bit, they manage it for me.
Because they get a percentage off the top,
Yeah.
I'm sure. So the
Yeah.
more money that they're charging the client, the more money they're getting. So they're like,
Exactly.
yeah, jack it up a little bit. You're like,
Well,
fuck you.
The last 2 years, rent just skyrocketed. Boom, 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 boom. It
That's
went
because
up.
no one wants to buy right
In
now.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody.
Are they calling
Anyone
it a-
that renting.
Are they calling it a crisis? Is that what's going on? The rental crisis?
I mean, yeah, I would call it
I
a
haven't
fucking
heard it.
crisis. Yeah. I mean,
but
that's
I
a good
haven't
name
been
for
trying
it.
to rent, so
Right.
True.
Yeah.
True. You've been really serious so far, guys.
yeah. Let's talk about those segments.
Oh shit! So I had a
Oh, you
good
got
idea.
some
I had a
segments?
good
Cool.
idea for you.
Okay.
Newscaster Bobby.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Ross, get you a cheap ass blazer, maybe a nice
Clark
shirt.
James?
We're gonna sit. Yeah, that too. We're gonna sit
That's
you.
the newscaster name, Clark James. Does it sound like
But,
it?
but here's the point, though. You're gonna sit in front of that green screen. You're gonna have actual, but like funny current events, something funny, something we can make fun of on the news or whatever.
Right. I got an
And
idea too.
you're gonna talk about it all crazy fucking loud. You're just gonna be you. You're gonna be loud, boisterous, be like, "Hey, yo, today we got a triple homicide out here in Cleveland. Oh my God, is anybody left there to fucking murder? Jesus Christ!"
Okay.
You know, just
Yeah, yeah.
uppity about
Yeah.
it, something. I don't know. That was just an idea I
Yeah,
had.
no, that's cool. I like that. Yeah,
I think it'd be a fun
I got
character.
an idea for that too because what I was thinking. I don't know if you guys remember Jay Leno. He used to have. I know you know the name, but he used to have the fucking like these little shows, little segments on his show. And what would happen would they'd go and they'd look at the headlines and they make fun of all the headlines and shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe we could go something through that, like on the social media, on the news, whatever, or something, you know, and fucking find the headlines out, or if it's spell, misread, whatever, you know.
Just
That'd
make
be
sure
good
it's
for
current event.
Yeah, that'd be good for like at the table.
We
Like,
could
yeah,
even
you're
call
talking
it
about-
like current events with the
Fuck, there you go.
Yeah,
what's your name again?
Clark James.
Clark James.
Is that your
There you
actual
go.
name? Who's Bobby?
That's me.
Is your first name? Clark is your middle name?
All that ever
That's
comes
my
to
middle
my
name.
mind is
Right.
Bobby. So
James is just my cousin.
Oh, what's your last name?
My real last name?
Yeah.
Shank.
Jesus Christ, I got 4 names now. Let's write these all down.
No,
Shane?
no. My real name is Bobby Shank.
Bobby Shane.
That's my
Okay.
real name.
Bobby
This,
Shane.
the character is going to be Clark James.
Clark James.
Yeah.
yeah, so current events with Clark James.
There you go.
Fucking
That
rhymes.
sounds
Oh,
nice.
it's not rhymes.
Yeah.
Slight alliteration.
Yeah, current events with Clark James. That's cool. I like that. Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Something fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that one
I'm going
too.
to write that down, man.
Shit.
And I got a new green screen coming in, so we can do
You
like
really?
a full corner.
What do you
There's
normally
not
do?
like a lot
in
of
there?
room on that one green screen. So.
What do you,
Oh, really?
What have you primarily used it for? Like shooting rap videos?
So we've had a couple of rap videos shot here, but they don't really ever use the greens. Well, one of them did.
The politicians and whatnot, huh? Probably their
Right.
backgrounds and.
No, it hasn't gotten that much use
Some of
really.
the
No
basic
shit.
shit. Real?
Just
Really?
like my family's used it, I've used it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should edit yourself into a porno.
Hell yeah, I'd use it too, man. That shit would be cool.
With one of that, with that what's that face app that?
The old man app.
Oh, the old man out.
Maybe a
No,
super old
the age.
man.
No, the one where they like,
Much like
put
18-year-old
your
lesbians
face on
fuck.
someone else, and then, like the software merges it to where it looks like it's you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yeah, you guys haven't heard of that?
No.
So you could put yourself into a porno.
I-
Oh yeah, and they're like
Ron
doing
Jeremy's
it. They're
body?
already doing it with like celebrities putting their face on porn stars.
No shit.
it
Okay,
looks
like
real.
the hot ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm behind that. That's cool.
Yeah, the hot ones, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But some scary. Some could be pretty scary.
No
Samuel
fucking
Jackson on fucking Ron Jeremy's body. What you looking at, motherfucker?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I
Never
don't
know.
know. I think I'd pay to see some crazy mashups like Danny DeVito on Shaq's body. That'd be great.
Oh, that'd be fucking funny.
I'd fuck that.
Or vice versa, huh?
That'd be scary.
Shaq
Oh,
on
fuck,
Danny
there you go.
DeVito's body.
That look weird.
That'd be giving me nightmares.
That would look weird, but it'd be funny,
Do you
man.
think Shaq's face would be white? Like he'd be a white.
No, it'd have to be black. He's black.
That wouldn't go well though. Like I was imagining when
That's why it'd just be funny.
Danny DeVito's face on Shaq's body, Danny DeVito would be black in that case.
Does
Well,
someone
you
else
could.
already have a segment called "Is It Racist"?
Is it?
Nuh-uh. I never had that.
I don't know. I feel like it's more racist to picture a black man with a white man's face.
So I like that. That's cool. Now what about like skits?
That is a skit.
Okay, that's a skit.
Yeah,
It
that-
is a
okay,
skit. You'll
okay.
be dressed up and
Do you want to tell him
Awesome.
the terms? Because I was
That's what's
definitely.
go ahead.
No, I don't remember. I didn't write them down. What did you say the difference was and what were they?
Of what?
A segment and a bit or
Oh.
whatever?
you know the difference between a segment could be like anything. So that could just be like us every week talking about baseball.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to.
Okay. So, but that could be a segment.
Yeah.
A skit is like, a skit's like when you dress
Comedy
up
skit.
and
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's cool. I'm down for that, man.
Gentlemen.
And then what about that prison one? Did you like that idea?
The prison cuisine.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
that'd
Did
be
he
fun.
run that by you?
Yes.
Cool.
We have also considered. I brought something up. You'll see it on YouTube sometimes. There's shows where people will answer questions while eating like hot sauce or hot wings or something.
Uh-huh.
I thought of a bit of a different spin on that. Like we prep like 4 different hot wings per one for each person, but maybe like 5 different levels of heat.
Right.
And every 15 to 20 minutes or maybe even 30 minutes or so, while normally talking, we each like a timer goes off like shit. We have to take another wing, and then you have to eat a super spicy wing.
Yeah.
While you're still talking, and then you kind of get back on track. Then 30 minutes later, shit, the timer went off again. Fuck, this one's gonna be even hotter, and then you eat that one. I thought that'd be kind of funny. I don't know, like it's
Good. I mean, it depends if you want to fucking burn like a volcano.
But that's the point. Is you're trying,
You know?
you're trying to talk. You're gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to, man. Your tongue's be numb.
It depends. I mean, you're not trying to kill each other here.
I
But
know. Hey, I see some hot shit.
I know. I'm not,
Yeah.
fuck.
I'm cool off all that shit.
You don't like that?
No, I do like that.
Would you do it?
I'd do it.
Oh, you do?
But
Okay.
but I don't want like the hottest fucking shit.
Nah,
you
I'm
know
not
what I mean?
trying to kill myself.
Yeah,
I want to have to be
exactly,
able to
bro.
talk.
Yeah. Have fun and enjoy.
Not to be funny
That's
to watch
cool.
ourselves vomit on camera, but
Yeah, that's nasty.
what do you think? Would you partake? Would that something you?
Also, I'm the oldest one here, and it's going to affect me the worst.
He's right.
You
He's right.
That's just some pussy shit, man. We're all in this together. Just fucking get on my level.
Keeps it mild and like tasty but mild.
Keeps you on-
don't
hey,
know.
it's
Fuck
good
it.
for
Let's
the,
just have some wings.
I hate to be a bummer, but I just think it's way too much like hot ones.
Really, you think so?
I think
It's totally
like,
different.
It's-
They do
How's it
an
totally
interview.
different? But
I
that's
see
what
that a
we
lot.
do.
I see it a lot.
Are we? What are
all
we
kinds
doing?
of fucking shit.
I guess it's just popular. It's fun. It's just an
It's
idea.
popular. That's what it
Just an
said. It's
idea.
popular. So
I mean, maybe you guys can do it.
It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be forever. We can do it once. See if
Yeah,
people think
we
it's
can
funny.
try it.
yeah, we can try it. Yeah, that's cool.
Another thing is I have a lot of different people I could bring on. I have a lot of different comedians, a lot of different people in life that
Cool.
would be a good guest to interview.
Yeah.
And like the benefit we talked about that is when we interview people that other people follow,
Right.
like some of my comedians or
Right,
whatnot,
right.
you're getting their people to watch our shit.
Yeah. Of course.
Clickbait, I think.
We're promoting.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Better term.
We're plugging them and we're plugging ourselves at the same time.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
That's what's up.
Let us help you.
By
Yep.
helping us.
I was thinking also. I mean, I ran this by Chris. I don't know how you feel about it, but
Listening.
maybe we'll get like shirts with fucking the logo on it or something for the studio or something. I don't know.
Custom ink.
Well, I mean, it don't got to be much, bro. Just like some airbrush or some shit.
We could all order them 2 sizes too small.
Definitely get some of those.
Yeah,
God.
I don't know. It's just an idea, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's true.
definitely.
Or a hat or something.
I'm
I don't know.
already,
Yeah,
I'll do a bandana.
I just got
And a
some
coffee mug.
I just got some labels. I'm going to be printing out to put on the liquor bottles.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Have the show name on it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Badass. Where'd you get? Is that a program you have, or how are you doing that?
Yeah, it's the labels. You can just most like Photoshop.
You just print it on
Photoshop will
special
just
paper?
will have that template in there and
Shit.
yeah.
Now,
That's crazy these days, man.
I like how you redid the show, where you call it the Mchenry Man Show. I like that.
Yeah, everyone's
That one's a lot
pretty much
better.
in agreement on that.
That's cool.
Yeah. The McHenry Man Show. That was just kind of like a little like a gay fucking strip joint or something.
What
I was
was it?
thinking,
What
you
was
know.
the difference? What was the name of that we?
First it was the McHenry Men, and then we changed it to the McHenry Man Show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Much
yeah.
better. Much better.
Much better,
Sounds
huh?
a lot less queer. Not that that's a bad
Right,
thing.
it does. I'm serious. Yeah.
Should I hyphenate Man Show or?
Man, I don't know. Parentheses.
I like how you
Depending
do
on what
it.
guests we bring on.
It kind of reminds me of the Man Show from back in Comedy Central.
Yeah, that's
Shit,
kind
I've
of
heard
what I was
about that.
playing.
I've heard
I
about
see that. Yeah.
I've never seen
Yeah.
it. Is it that good?
It
Was.
It was all right.
Yeah.
All right.
It was funny.
It was funny.
I heard they just sit down like
it was
review
kind of like
porn.
the original podcast. So
Mm-hmm.
no, that was Dave
right.
Attell had a show where he just reviewed porn.
I love that fucking guy. He's so fucking
Yeah.
funny. I
Yeah, it
saw
was
him
kind
at
of like the
Comedy
original
Store.
podcast.
That's
He's
awesome.
dropping.
Like Howard Stern, same shit.
He's still going.
Yep.
He is. Yeah, man. He's the
Yeah.
king, bro.
I've never heard of a single
the king.
episode.
No
I
shit.
just know what he looks like. I've never heard him before.
Oh, man.
I don't listen to him.
Which way does he lean? Is he
Well-
is he political, or does he just tell you how it is?
He's
Whatever.
he's probably more liberal, but he's a
Yeah.
shock jock. So he's just
Yeah,
like
shock
trying to
jock.
shock people all
Yeah.
the time with crazy questions
Really
and awkward questions. And
awkward. Like, what do you mean? Is he actually like being journalistic
I don't
about it, or is it
watch him.
just simply
Well, he
shock
doesn't-
value?
No, he doesn't-
Sometimes. It depends.
It depends on what you mean by
Yeah.
journalistic.
Yeah.
Is there like a legitimate? Can we truly benefit from what he's doing, or is it more just
if
freaking people
you
out?
find entertainment value in it, I mean,
Okay, I don't know. Just
Now
don't
the
know
thing
what his
is though, he
purpose
used
is.
to,
I
he
mean,
used to be
he's
doing
popular,
on TV.
so-
Yeah, he's huge.
yeah.
He's
why?
huge.
What's he do that's so special?
He's been around for
He's
hell of
kind of
years.
like the original shock jock.
Yeah.
So just by proxy, then he's just the best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
most
didn't say
definitely.
he was the best, but a lot of people think
I
so.
think he's one of the best.
Nah, fuck, I'd have to listen to him.
He's good, man. And his
You might like him.
him and his crew, you know. I
Did-
believe that it has to be a crew for everyone to come together, you know. Otherwise, you're just gonna listen to one person. That's gonna get
Yeah,
tiresome.
like
that what
Bob
you-
and Tom.
Yeah, same shit.
Them I
Tom.
listen to. I used to
Yeah,
listen
they're
to them on
funny,
the way to
man.
work or something. They're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, hell yeah, they are. Hell
shit.
yeah.
We should have
Yeah.
them on here.
Yeah,
Call them up.
I think they're
Call
in
them up.
Cincinnati.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Are they really? No shit. I've been there. I thought they were in Sacramento, but
No, Cincinnati,
full, huh?
and they're just like syndicated all over the United States. They just
yeah.
get patched in.
And the American Forces Radio.
I'll be damned. Huh. That's a
shit.
trip.
So bouncing back to an earlier question, why do you think different people have different highs?
Different eyes.
Highs.
Hi. Oh,
We're
highs.
going way back to the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's just your perception of
I
how
think
you
it's
feel.
just-
I think it's
I think it has to do with your body.
not to get
I
What do
think
you- what do you
I think
think?
it's each individual is different.
biological.
Do you mean, like,
Biological,
physical shit, or just, like, do you
like
think-
Toxic Avenger and shit, or
Like-
no,
like more of
like
what's going on up
biological
here?
just means it has to do with your body.
I think
Just
so.
like
I
what
think
you
it
just
does.
said.
I think it just attacks different chemicals in your body, and the person reacts a different way.
Would you say it has anything to do with anything maybe going on up here with people, like how they are mentally and where they're at with, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
happy or sad?
Definitely.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And if you're prone to getting paranoid, you're gonna probably get a little paranoid on.
Most
if
definitely, I
you,
think so,
especially
too.
if you even step a little bit over, like the initial dose, and you go a little bit more than you should have.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
hear plenty of times, like,
Which
oh
is
my God.
easy to do.
Like like that marijuana I had, that one little bite sent me to hell. And you never know what someone's handing you,
Mhm.
what you, if you're in a situation like mine where the people aren't looking out for your best interest and they
Right.
overdose you.
Right.
You know, just. And then again, I asked for it. It's my own
That
goddamn
happens, bro.
fault. But
it happens.
I could see how it was a terrifying experience. What I don't like though is people who are able to form such rigid mindsets about things. Like, that was the worst experience. I will never try it again.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, like, you just gotta. It was a shit. You set yourself up for a shitty experience.
Well,
You
I
know
mean,
what I
I
mean?
can't blame him, bro. I mean, shit, if I'm freaking the fuck out too, I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I already been there. Let's learn from
I
it.
guess I just know I had a truly one of the worst experiences of my life was doing.
Me too. I had-
but at the same time,
Not worse, but
I love. I
bad.
hate to say, it, but I love it now. You know, it's something that's I've worked as a part of my life, so I've definitely overcome that. I don't know. I guess that comes from a place of understanding more of what that feeling might have been,
Well,
and what it means.
you're used
Well, you
to
had
it
already
more too.
smoked pot before that, or
No.
no. Okay.
I mean, maybe like with I think my first actual time I had like a hit off a one hitter. I was hanging out with a friend after high school, and then we were at the park or something. She goes, "You've never tried marijuana? Oh, come here, here you go." And we were out walking her dog or something. I took a little hit, and I was like, "Oh, like I get this. This is cool." But I mean, going from that to 1,000 milligram brownie, that's a very
Right, that's the
different story.
difference. Yeah, big difference.
Not
bro.
even not to say that I could do that. If you hit me with 1,000 milligram brownie, I'm gonna be on the floor probably puking again.
fucking A.
But maybe just not freaking out as much.
Right.
Fuck, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I
think it
overdosed on
matters.
brownies once, way before those brownies. Back when it was still
Tastes
legal
like
to
shit, huh?
eat
Yeah,
pot
right,
brownies.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, I just ate like I wasn't waiting long enough in between brownies, so I was like ate one.
It
and
wasn't
waited
taking
20
effect?
minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Drink beer. Ate
Yeah.
another one. Waited 20, 30
Alcohol,
minutes. Drink
yeah,
beer.
Yep. Edibles just
And,
don't mix.
and my ex-wife was pregnant at the time, and she had to go to the hospital. And,
Oh shit.
and it hit me
no.
when I was in the waiting room. I
Damn.
just started feeling all weird, this weird
Yeah.
body high coming over me.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Fucking
What
freaking
the
out
fuck
over
is
here.
going on?
Yeah.
And then I was like, it finally occurred to me. I'm like, oh fuck, it's those brownies. And then I was like, oh
So it's
shit,
that shit,
everyone knows.
Yeah.
That's a terrible feeling. I think, again, practice makes perfect. The more experienced you are with being outside of your own, your own head,
Yeah.
the better you handle it under extreme circumstances.
Right.
Like I would still probably be on the floor, but I would have a better grip on my own
Kicking and
mind.
screaming. Ah!
You can.
Get these goddamn bats away from me.
It's almost a power game. You're working out. You're working out your mind and
Yeah.
strengthening some ways of being able to keep it under control, or being like one of my favorite phrases I heard someone say is like, if you're ever having a freak out, it's just reminding you took a drug and it's working. You took a drug and it's working. And the stuff I'm doing, it's not going to kill you.
You're saying that to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
You took a drug and it's working.
I've said it many times, man. I've said that fucking when I'm spinning and shit, from drinking.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. Sweating fucking bullets and shit.
Jesus
You know what I mean? I'm only fucked up because I drank. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna live. You're fucking.
That's a lot of alcohol. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But God damn, where was I going with that? But anyway, I think once you're able to kind of get a better hold on your mind, you can let it go a little bit farther. Then let it back a little bit farther. And I feel like there's a lot of benefit to finding aspects of yourself out there. And I've had a lot of positive experiences from going far, and then reeling it back in. Another point I would like to include is like the stuff I'm doing. Like I said, it's not going to kill me.
Right.
I know I can take a lot of what I'm doing.
Well, you're surviving pretty damn good, man.
And I'm going to wake up and be like, oh.
An old veteran here.
Fuck, that was a crazy experience I had, but I can write it down and talk about it. I do believe you can fry yourself. I believe there's a line.
Most definitely.
You can't just drink, LSD out of a 5-gallon bucket.
Right.
I mean, that probably might kill you. I don't know. Too much of anything will kill you. Too much salt, too much
It
water,
would.
too much vitamin C pills.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm getting at is I know I can comfortably, sit down like, you tell you, you've been there, I'm going to fucking die. I'm fucking dying. And it might feel like that at the time. And that's real to you at that moment.
Back to the paranoia thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it happens to me a little bit with the edibles if I take a strong
Me
dose
too,
one.
bro. Yeah.
And but I do like what he just said is you just tell yourself that's just that working and you're okay, you're fine. And and I can tell myself and then I am fine. So it's just anxiety is a tricky thing because
it is, bro. It's scary.
It's all manufactured in your head.
It's mental.
So,
It's your own
all
body
mental.
doing it's a chemical that your brain has a certain response to, and it's real whether you like it or not.
Right.
And so that's like the best description someone told me for what anxiousness or like that feeling felt like is he said, imagine.
Do you have anxiety?
No, it's with
Lucky.
some things.
Lucky.
I mean, with normal things, but for the most part, I enjoy being a bit outgoing. So I look for the challenge in things rather than being fearful of what they might be.
So do I, bro. But I mean, once that fucking anxiety hits, bro, it is crazy, man.
Well, I mean, when you're at the top of a mountain looking at parachuting down, you're like, oh, it doesn't feel good.
Right.
But that's because that's what you're supposed to feel. Normally, people, and if you're, human beings wouldn't look off the side of the cliff and go, I'm about to jump off that without their brain going, you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, no shit.
It doesn't know we have these things called
First of all, I
parachutes.
ain't going way the fuck up there. I'm
Exactly.
cool.
So the best description I heard was like your bear is just your bear. Your brain is just there. You're doing your thing, and all of a
Your
sudden,
bear, huh?
Your brain goes, "There's a bear," and your body is reacting. You're like, "Oh, like what's
Fucking
this
Yogi
feeling?
the bear.
You're making a sandwich in my kitchen. I'm okay, but no, there's a bear. There's a bear trying to kill you, and your brain's like trying to save you, and you're like, what? I'm just in my sandwich.
And all this time is just your pops in his underwear eating a fucking sandwich in the kitchen.
Not even that. It's just
You know what I mean?
there's no real reason,
Right.
but your brain's throwing the signals out. Your
It's
body's
just the
reacting.
chemicals.
Yeah,
It's
all
just
it
fucking
is.
with the chemicals.
All it
You're
is.
unbalanced now, you know?
Yeah, I'm like socially awkward when I meet new people. I think I told Bobby about this before. And so, like the worst part of setting up this podcast was like meeting with you guys for the first time.
Really?
Well, I mean, it felt like that up to the point.
You
And
were
then-
super weird.
up to the point, but then I was fine after a few minutes. So it's
After a few minutes, yeah.
No, I understand that, man. I'm the same way, too. I'm cautious with people, you know what I mean? One, I don't fucking trust hardly anybody. I got my trust taken away when I was a kid. So I've been trying to overcome that, with my wife, God rest her soul. She helped me overcome with a lot of that, but when she passed away, it just brought it back, So I'm beginning to, last couple of years, I'm on a mission, man. I'm on a whole fucking path in this life, you know what I mean? I've lived so many lives, so many different personalities I had to put on, different hats I had to wear, so I don't know who the fuck I really am, So I'm on the mission of finding who I am, and that's one of the things I got to overcome also myself.
Where do you feel like you're at with that right now? That's a good thing to be working on. Where do you feel like where are you?
You know what, man? I was thinking about that question you asked me if I loved myself a couple weeks ago, right?
Right.
And because I'm always thinking about something, if it has something interesting or something I can learn from it, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So what'd you conclude?
Well, I concluded that I am. I do love myself because the reason is I fought everything I had to be the man I am today.
Absolutely.
Do I love the things that happen? No.
Fair.
But I definitely love myself. I think if you don't love yourself, then you can't love nobody else.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. I could say the exact same. Some of the things I'm not proud of, and I wouldn't say hate, because like you said, I'm aware of the things that I've done have built me into the person I am now.
Yeah.
All the things I've experienced, however shitty or wonderful they may have been, were necessary to put me right here as I am in this moment.
Right.
And while, like you said, I didn't enjoy most of them,
Right.
or some of them, I'm thankful for them. And
Yeah.
I respect their part that they played.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard because you find yourself mentally grappling with those things that we've done or behind us, and
It's very hard.
it's hard to
You're
let
right.
go. But
Yeah.
in reality,
It
the
is.
only true way to move is forward, and we need to see those things as the ladder we have climbed rather than the weights that are still holding us
Right,
down.
right, right.
And I feel, and it's totally normal to have that switch. One day you wake up, you're like, I'm gonna fucking kill today. You crush it. You had a good attitude, good mental attitude all day long. And the next day you can wake up and it can be the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Every day is a fucking struggle.
It is,
It
bro.
doesn't get easier,
Yep.
but the challenge is what defines you.
Yep.
Mad respect for taking that path, man.
Thanks
It's
a lot,
not an
man.
easy one, and it's one that I feel a lot of people don't realize in this lifetime.
Right.
They never truly stop to think about themselves. This whole world is built around the idea that you have to be selfless, even though
It is.
it's completely
It is.
ironic because the real people pulling the strings are the most selfish things you could potentially
Right,
imagine.
right.
But it's okay to be selfish in some regards, meaning you got to love you. You got
To a
take
point,
time
to a point.
Yeah, exactly. You
You
got
know?
to take time to figure yourself
Yeah.
out and to love yourself correctly so that you may love others. And I
There-
feel that gets strongly neglected in today's
It does.
society.
And that's why society's so fucked up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is because there's too many people that wants to take instead of give and receive and help the others and just pass it down line instead of just fucking staying there and trying to come up and trying to be rich or trying to fucking what's there for me in it. You know? That's how I
Absolutely.
believe.
And we can't truly all thrive together if there's enough people that think that way. And
Not
you
at
know
all.
what? I don't see it changing anytime soon, but I would
No,
be
me
lying.
neither.
I do see upticks. I see people speaking more freely about these types of issues that really will drive us forward.
Right.
But like I said, we're nowhere near fixing them. I mean,
No.
I could go
Not
down
even
the
close,
list.
man.
Like what we're actually really doing to the environment, whether or not politicians will talk about it. What's really happening up here
They
with
will lie
everyone.
to you.
Yeah, people realizing like yourself, like I don't know who I am, and it's happening. They're 60 years old and they don't know how to process. They've never been taught how to think emotionally like that. They came, like we said, from an era where it's pretty black and white. It's a very weird time because you're seeing a group of people who realizing their way of life isn't real. It's not true. It's not how it should be done. You're having people who are growing up, figuring it out because it's what's growing around them. Like I've been very fortunate to be exposed to some of the outlets that I have found that have helped me grow on this way that is truly making me happy by perceiving my outsides differently. But there's still so many people that are kind of on the other side of
Right.
that, where they just haven't got the right message in the right way yet. I'm not saying everyone needs to hear what I've heard or experience what I've experienced. I think everyone will have their own thing that does that to them in a sense. And it's sort of along the same lines. It's, a message of love and togetherness, and, there's individuality to be found in that, and that is very
They're
important.
just too blind to see it though.
Yeah, but
They're
yeah.
blind or their mind's occupied with something else instead
Exactly.
of they don't want to take the time to try to realize this and put everything together, and just look at the picture more, you know what I mean?
One of my biggest issues is with the idea that's set up for a lot of families that the man is the man that he has to go to work, he has to bring home the money. His job, his
Right,
purpose
right.
and existence now is to support this family.
Right.
I feel like
And that used to be true.
And that is, but true to yes.
Yeah.
It's a stigmatism that has been placed on society
Yes.
that people think they
Yeah.
need to adhere to.
Yeah.
What I see that being, though, watching my dad, my girlfriend's dad, and other parental figures
Right.
in other families, is that leaves no room for self. They get so wrapped up with the idea that they have to be this all provider, this all care. They have to completely always have it in control forever and always, that it leaves no room
And
for
always.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
my girlfriend's father can't have fun. He can't take a day off.
Right.
And he's so, happens to be in a shitty work situation where he's worked for the past 27 days straight. Yes, it's illegal, but he's still doing, it's a whole story.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
But it's this mindset he has. Well, Dave, I have to. I have to. Well, why do you have to? Well,
It's
my
because
family.
they're like cyborgs.
Isn't that
they're like
fucking
cyborgs,
nuts?
bro.
Am I crazy?
My
is
pops
that what
is
I'm
the same
saying?
way.
It's what people. Oh my god, growing
Yeah.
up, it felt like that's what was expected of me. That's fucking nuts.
They just keep fucking going and going.
But
they don't know how to just stop.
And it's. I feel like how you said, they're just too blind to see it. To me, based off the people, again, my background, what I've listened to and I've learned, it's clear as day. It's one side and the other. It's this what they're doing and the other way. And I guess
Right.
that's just what makes people different. But to me, it's just so like, how would you not choose freedom? Why would you choose to adhere to this social contract that you're a part of and do it at such an extreme detriment to yourself? I see that my girlfriend's father walk. He's limping, can hardly fucking walk anymore because they're working him to death. He's like a second. He's almost 7 years old.
Expecting to be there.
Oh my god! And he's working 12-hour days on night shift. If I didn't mention that,
his fucking arms missing and fucking blood squirting everywhere. He's still got to be there.
Nothing against him. Exactly. The man, and most of these men are doing what they think they have to make it work. And I feel like that's just not true. I don't believe in no other option. There's other things, I mean, fuck, Tracy, if they're working, sorry, his name, if they're working 27 days
put him on
straight and that is illegal, do something about it because you can. And something, it's just that, no, this is how it is. People just say, this is how it is. I can't change. I can't fix it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I understand. You've been living that way for a long time. It's not easy to just different.
Turn off the light.
People are so afraid. That's the real thing. People are so afraid to make baby steps in a different direction from a path they've been traveling for 35 plus years.
I don't know if they're afraid or they're just stuck. They're stuck in that mindset, and that's all they know.
What makes you stuck? What makes one person
just
afraid?
Keep doing every day.
The stability.
You're moving like a tank treads, man.
And in all fairness, there are people who like this. There are people.
There is.
I'm gonna be honest, they're typically people who I've experienced making a lot more money. They're more comfortable. You know what I mean? They're usually white collar, upper class. That says, I'm good with this. I get to go to the lake 3 weeks out of the year. I get to, my family lives nice, and I go to the office and I see my coworkers and it's, hey, what's up, Paul? How you doing? I sit in my office and on top of my keyboard. They're happy.
But
for the people, whose dads, pouring concrete for 16 hours a goddamn day. Oh, and they're like what we talked about the other day. They're just sitting there spinning that fucking road. I hate it here. I fucking hate it here. I hate it here. And that's not healthy.
But
that's not good. So when he comes home and daddy drinks and hits the kid and you're wondering fucking why, well, it's all fucking connected. And just
all the stress.
At the end of the day, I have no fucking clue what I'm trying to say here. I feel like it makes sense sometimes, but it makes me mad. Whatever it is, it makes me mad. It makes me hurt for people. It makes me look out in the world and see like, man, like how dare I say misguided, but it seems like you could be doing something different that would make you happier, and I don't understand why you're not doing it. Why won't you make the decision? Why won't you choose the path that is better for you? But then again, everyone has their own experience.
Of course.
They have it through their own lens. This is purely mine, and I'm a fucking 23-year-old idiot. Like, I don't know shit about what it means to care for a family.
For me, when someone that, like older like that, if you're talking about when it's typically an older person that won't switch and they're getting kind of raked over the coals by the job or whatever. For me, it's a little bit frustrating and disappointing. I wouldn't say angry though.
Well, I get angry for the fact because I feel like there's just a whole group of people out there, and this spreads over a lot of things. I have the same problem with religion and a lot of other things that people follow, like a law, ethics or whatever. I feel like there is an elimination of choice when people are indoctrinated in such a way to believe in a certain matter that discriminates against choice. I was listening to a great podcast the other day, and it said, the idea with church, it's a good idea, people get along, whatnot. But the problem comes in with the devilization of things. They're told strictly from when they're 2 years old that this X, Y, and Z is bad, A, B, and C is good. Regardless of what those things are.
The brainwash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I think of it that way, I think, well, you have a whole generation of people. Of course they're
because
going to
all
work
they're
to
doing
kill
is passing
themselves.
it down.
Yes, but it's what they know. It's what they've been taught. So how could they change? It's what they are. But I do believe we as human beings.
Because who taught them? The generation before them.
And I do believe, though, that we as human beings can change. We can make the effort. We can put the steps forward. We are all capable of such.
But it takes.
Sometimes we need help.
It takes a lot. It's going to take fucking people stop being so goddamn greedy.
Yes.
I'm a totally different person than I was when I was your age.
Oh my God, absolutely. And I could say the same thing from 3 years ago. I was a shit fucking person 3 years ago. If you want to talk 4 or 5 years ago, it's even worse. And I know there's people out there right now that when the name David Beal comes up, it's a bad name. And I am, like we talked about the things behind us, I'm not proud of some of the things I've done.
Right.
But I am aware of them, and instead of adding them as weights to behind me, I see them as the ladder I'm climbing. And I believe the difference is made in pursuing the act of being a better person.
Right.
And like I said, like I was telling him before you got in here, the past week and a half, I've been a sack of shit. I've been on the couch getting fucking high all day long, eating too much. I've gained, I'm my life's a fucking roller coaster, bro. I got my good weeks, I got my bad weeks, I got my good days, I got my bad days, but so does everybody. It's just my struggle, what I'm going through. But like I said, I don't believe, at one point David Beal, was he a bad guy? No. Was he doing bad things? Yes. Is David Beal a good guy? No. But he might be doing better things. I am. And I'll let, my actions speak for themselves, hopefully, throughout these next years. I do believe I'm moving in a better way. Now, I could go on and on.
Now,
like I said, I ramble. I'm trying to drink the shot you poured for me.
Yeah, you're
what made David Bill this way? Was it like choices on your part, or was it?
Can I take the shot first?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Cheers me with your fucking beer. Who's
absolutely
I won't mention.
There you go.
There
you go. Cheers.
This is gonna sound a little stupid, but honestly, it's true. So I don't know how stupid it could really be. So about 3 years ago, I found a job in a warehouse driving a forklift.
Okay.
A minute and 30 seconds away from my house, right around the block, industrial. When you're heading out through Ceres, when you're connecting to Mitchell, there's those warehouses. I worked in a lumber company.
So we're talking about the time frame 3 years ago.
3 years ago. 3 years ago. So probably 19ish. I was about to turn 20.
Okay.
And I was making good money. It was like 15 something an hour, but I was working 16-hour days. I had to have 120 hours on my fucking check at the end of the week. It was end of 2 weeks. It was terrible.
Terrible.
Working a lot, but making good money.
Right.
No time to live though.
Right.
And so I'm on this forklift all day long, and I'm by myself. And there's other people in the warehouse, but we would get orders, and you have to go out and pull them. That's not the point of the story. Point is, I'm alone by myself a lot. So I have my headphones in.
Okay.
Well, I was a bit of a player at this time. I was renting a room, so I had a house to live in. So
I'm
meeting chicks, I'm having fun. Yeah. I end up meeting up with this really cool chick. I'd like to think we're still friends today. I haven't heard from her in a little while since her new boyfriend, but he's cool too. I love that guy.
Hey, who knows? You might get a little threesome.
No.
We know you, buddy. We know a couple stories.
She's only on an uptick right now. I can't imagine. I wouldn't want to now. Oh, God. But anyway.
That was experiences.
I ended up, she came over, whatever. But she was showing me, hey, you ever heard of Joe Rogan? You know who Joe Rogan is?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, who's that? And he goes, oh, dude, you got to watch this. Showed me a stand-up special.
Yeah.
We started chit-chatting, throughout the weeks. I saw a stand-up special, and she said, have you ever heard his podcast? I was like, well, you know what a podcast? It's what we're doing right now, obviously.
Right,
I was asking that. I said, no. She said,
what's that?
Listen to his 1,000th episode.
The aliens?
And I listened to Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan podcast 1,000th episode. Because I could put it in my headphone, I can listen to it. They're 3.5 hours long. Holy shit, that one was 4. And I listened to it. Yeah. I fucking loved it. It was hilarious. So this Joe Rogan guy, he's a comedian. That's all I knew at that point. Yeah. And then so I put on more of them, and I could listen to probably 9 to plus hours a day of these podcasts. Yeah. And then they started talking about things that I kind of latched onto, and I was like, well, when you listen to that, you're having a conversation with someone for 9 hours a day almost. Think about that. You're not talking, but you're listening. Yeah. All these great people.
Oh, I get it, bro. I've been there.
Oh, people with different mindsets, and you start learning. You pick up things. While it might be facts, or you just kind of. And so I started picking up things about how the guy was, acting. Well, what makes this guy so happy? What's he doing that's working out so well for him? Well, the way he thinks, and the way he's acting treating other people, and the way he interacts with other people. And I was like, okay. And then he pointed me on to a gentleman by the name of Aubrey Marcus. Joe Rogan did. Him and Aubrey On started a company called On It. It's a supplement company, but I won't get onto that. It's cool too. But Aubrey Marcus, this character, a very spiritual person in a sense. I wouldn't even say, I want to say religiously, but I feel like that comes with too much of a stigmatism.
Connotation to it.
Has a spiritual way of acting that I kind of saw and that made sense to me. Okay. And I started understanding and looking at the world around me differently through the way this guy was kind of talking about how he did it. Right. And for the first time in my life, I would say I experienced what people kind of, the togetherness, the oneness, the feeling of, when people are in church and, all my life I'm watching them in church, their hands are up, they're crying, they're feeling something, right? And I'm standing there like, my hands
Holy
on
Spirit.
Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with me?
You're not feeling the Holy Spirit,
what's wrong with me?
You can't do a cartwheel?
Where's God's love? Why can't I feel it? I'm here. I'm doing the same thing. I don't get it. And for the first time, I started having more of a feeling of connected to something like that. And I'm sorry, but that feels really good. It feels really good to feel, a part of something bigger like that. And through more of his words, I talk about him like a savior almost. It's weird. But basically listening to a lot of this guy.
If he saved you, he is a savior.
The mindset he follows and the way he encourages people to be and the energy he's sharing, I feel reacts well with whatever I am.
What's this guy's name again?
Aubrey Marcus.
Aubrey Marcus. And he stand up?
No.
He doesn't?
I don't even know what the fuck. He runs a company. He makes good money, but he
really?
Ayahuasca. I said that at all. It was just
you did say it, but
it was legalized in Oakland along with shrooms and LSD and stuff.
Okay.
It's a ceremony that my God, people in the Amazon forest have been doing for thousands of years. We've talked about this. If they're harvesting plants, they're taking certain psychoactive ingredients from these plants, and they're making this brew basically in a cauldron, and they drink it, and layman's terms, you'll trip your balls off for 8 hours.
And
But-
if you want to watch it on TV, you can find Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia.
It's on YouTube, huh?
It might be on YouTube. But it's definitely on TV.
Okay.
You can probably find the clip of it on YouTube.
I'll check it out. Yeah.
But people still do it nowadays, is what I'm saying. And it's looked at. It's not. You don't do it for fun.
Right.
It's widely considered one of the hardest things you'll do. It was used as a rite of passage back in the day, or to help see inside oneself. I don't know if have you ever been on any powerful psychedelics?
No.
It's hard to kind of.
There's little shrooms here and there.
It's hard to kind of get across to people.
And those fucking edibles.
It allows, for the best way I've heard to describe it, it allows for a different lens to be put on. You see things and understand things about yourself and things around you differently. And through that, you gain, I guess, a better access and understanding of just things that ultimately lead to making you feel better.
That's the alien that's coming inside.
Maybe.
Come from the inside out.
You know,
I believe that because, I mean, it's kind of weird, man. Because once you see those you eat those edibles, you know, and, man, it's hit you, bro. You see, like, I call them Pram Man size, like Pram Manus, because everything's like this, like letterbox, like on movies, you know?
Yes.
And then fucking everyone's just hell long and shit, man. It's a trip.
I don't know if anyone can ever accurately
Give Bobby
describe
another cookie.
Seriously, because it is so different for everybody else. Because it's who, I don't know.
It is.
Because the only thing you can look at when you're that high is yourself. And everyone's fucking different.
Yeah.
And so basically, he's put me on a different path. I'm a lot more open-minded, and it's stuff that makes me feel good and happy. Which feels good to share with everyone else. I don't know.
So you weren't happy with yourself at the time?
I was...
Were you being selfish and...
It was basically a weird... I've always been over-analytical of the way I think, and I've been painfully cognizant of my own existence for far too long. It's always on my... Like, I would be on my forklift all day long and be like, this is it. This is me right now. This is what I'm doing.
I barely even notice it.
I'm on a... Dude, and it's the weirdest thing to always think... Imagine always thinking about, I exist right now. This is my life. I exist right now. This is my life.
Right.
It's painful.
It is.
I lacked a feeling of greater purpose. I lacked a feeling of, like, why am I...
Just living to see another day, man.
It's the weirdest
that's basically
thing.
What it is.
And when
just
I say this,
on there, man.
people freak out. But like the thought of suicide was like, well, of course. Like if this is all it is, if I'm just gonna wake up to deal with this shit all day long, every day, and you know, some of it's good. Like I have fun, I laugh, I have fun.
Your upbringing was pretty good, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. But then balancing it in my head, I'm like, yes, there are things in this existence that make me very happy. But at the end, if it really doesn't fucking matter, then the happiness and the sad are equal, and there's no point in dealing with
Do
either.
you want children eventually?
I imagine I would be a good father. I'm also 23 and don't know enough about myself. I don't know if it's what I want, though. I think if it happened, I would adapt and be happy. I think I can be happy.
If it happened, you would know why you're here.
But that's just the oxytocin being released in your brain that's going to make sure you don't eat that infant when you starve. I'm sorry, there's just like chemical responses to fear and anxiousness, there's chemical responses that happen to you when you have a baby. It's your brain saying, don't eat this, you need to raise this. That's what love is chemical, my friend.
I know it's a cheesy thing that people say, but until you have a kid, you don't know that kind of love. So
that's true.
I hope to never smoke that drug. Oh my god.
But that's only
Cupid's
true for
arrow,
some people.
huh?
Some people.
Oh yeah, you got
the people that
it's
want it.
Not everybody. Yeah,
yeah definitely
not. There are definitely
everybody.
mothers that drown their babies real quick.
Oh yeah,
or leave them in dumpsters.
Yeah, that's crazy. And anyways, back to working. You know, like the working man and shit. It's 2019 now. You know what I mean? It's these days, man. You got to have two incomes to make it. Otherwise, you're not gonna fucking do it.
Oh my god.
The older ones, they can because they're already set.
Right. They got the retirement and everything behind them. One of my biggest things when walking into adult life, getting my first real paycheck from that lumber company, it was like a $1,600 check. And you're looking at it, and you're like, oh my god, they took out $700. And I'm like, $1,600, that's like
to build a house.
Yeah, that's like what, $3,200 a month. And to think about, like, man, if I wanted to rent someplace right now, well, for God forbid, buy a $300,000 house anywhere in Modesto, I was doing the math. I'm like, there's no way I could fucking live.
Right.
I mean, I could afford to rent, but that's working 16 hours a day, like 6 days a week. Are you shitting me? That's not worth it.
No.
What the fuck are you supposed to do? That's why I'm fucking moving.
And you're not the only one, bro. How do
you do it
everywhere?
So how many people work in your household?
How do you do it? Like I said, man, it's just a fucking another day. You just do it. You're brainwashed already. You know that's how people do it. But that's how all you can do. There's nothing else you can do.
By the way, if you guys are looking for work, just throwing this out there. Ace Hardware is hiring.
Ace Hardware.
No.